what me as a citizen of Malaysia, what we want to see is the formation of two-party system. Okay, so what it means here, okay, we want to have two political party that compete with each other to give the best to the people, and we vote one. Okay, we want maybe the first 5 years, we want Pakatan Raya to rule. Next 5 years we want Barisan Nasional to rule, and so on. So we have a kind of a rotating system. Okay, so we it's not that we want to support Pakatan just for the sake of supporting. At this moment, just happen they are promising or presenting a better value for the people, and that is why we support them, and why we do not support UMNO. Okay, we do not support UMNO now. Okay, at this moment of time, because I think our society has matured. It's time for us to get rid of race-based politics. Okay, how can I support UMNO? Okay, if UMNO want me to vote for them, yes, provided they reform the party. Okay, the best idea what they can do is go back to the founder of UMNO. Okay, who is the founder of UMNO, and what is his vision? Okay, when he started UMNO, he think that at that moment of time, that's the best way to mobilize the Malays, to get independence. Okay, what he have in mind, I think, okay, is priority is get independence, and the political scenario at that time, you need to mobilize the people, and since the British have banned many other groups, right? So maybe at that time it's most practical to for UMNO to be the vehicle to get independence. Okay, we recognize that the earlier phase of history, okay, UMNO plays some role to get independence. Okay, we recognize, but we also do not forget the role of the leftist group to fight against the British and so on. Okay, but that's another issue. The issue I want to point here is that, okay, at that time UMNO is a suitable party, but now UMNO is no more relevant. Okay, so the best alternative for UMNO now is to change its name. Okay, number one, I have two ideas. The first one is to rename UMNO as United Malaysians National Organisation. United Malaysians. So open up UMNO, okay, merge MCA with UMNO and form a new party. You can call it UMNO, we don't care. Okay, at the end of the day, okay, we want a party that represents everybody, not one group only. That's one idea. Rename UMNO as something else. Okay, the other idea is actually to go back to the founder of UMNO, on Jafar's the Parti Negara concept. Why not we revive? Okay, UMNO can revive the concept of Parti Negara. Okay, and try to form this an ideology that is different from Pakatan. So the way I look at it, okay, Pakatan Rakyat have this socialist inclination. Okay, DAP is a member of Socialist International, and if you look at this Negara Berkebajikan and also this PKR's ideology, they are all lean towards the left movement. So there's a gap in our politics. We need the libertarian ideas. Someone who support more open market. So this is something they can look into. So if past can be something more can be something very religious based, then a new political movement can forge or promote something that is more inclusive. Then we want a new two-party system. Okay, maybe one is that very based on free market, and Pakatan Raya can play the role of more centralized planning. New form of governance. Okay, what we hope to see is power sharing. Okay, so power sharing between political parties, the government, and the people. Okay, there's only two ways for this power sharing. Okay, they can say things like our motherhood statement, things that makes you feel nice. But in order to implement what we call this power sharing, there's only two ways. Okay, number one is to implement what we call the referendum democracy. Okay, this is like Switzerland. Okay, so in Switzerland, any citizen can come up with an initiative. They can come up with an idea for a law. Okay, if they get, say, 50,000 signatures, and this law must be discussed and must be taken up, then they can initiate a referendum. So if a process like this, anyone, okay, even a machi on the road or your auntie, your friends, if they have an idea to improve country, they can come up with initiative with signatures, and this one must be taken, then debated, then it goes into a referendum. So when there's a referendum that empowers the citizens, and not the political party members or the representative, then we have this power sharing between the government and the people. Pakatan Rakyat or Barisan Nasional should introduce direct democracy. The real direct democracy, not complaint system. Okay. And number two is, even they can't, they do not want to introduce this direct democracy. They can engage civil society, allow citizens to form groups. Okay. Then we can have a national civil society council. Okay. So this national civil society council needs to be the decision making of the member of parliament. Okay, should also consult the civil society. By having a national civil society council, they allow citizens a platform to be involved in the decision making process. So at this moment, okay, if any groups they want to involve in policy making, they can't. They have to play the role, lobby. Okay. Lobby, we're wasting our time and resources. If you lobby and continue to lobby, they don't listen. It makes no difference. We have to wait for the next election to kick out those government or MPs that do not listen to us. That's how liberal democracy works. But if we have a power sharing, a real power sharing, whereby civil society also have a veto power in public policy, right? Then we can have a better society that is more transparent, more accountable, and more responsive. I just want to give you two scenarios. We can either become better or we will be worse. There's two scenarios. Okay. So now we look at the worst case scenario first. Okay. Okay. The worst case scenario is when our country go bankrupt. Okay. Now with Najib, coming up with all the goodies, 500 ringgit, direct benefit, where this money coming from? And how do they make money from all these expenses? Are they going to increase the taxes? And so on. So today they may give you 500 ringgit, but they'll collect back your 500 ringgit through all kind of taxes. Okay? If our government overspend, will we become bankrupt one day? Okay. If you notice that based on the data we have is during Mahathir's regime, right? We have the leakages from the corruption is around 60 billion. You know what's the meaning of 60 billion? It means that we can build around 100 KLCC. Okay, imagine in Malaysia we have 100 KLCC. So that's how much money we have, We can build 100 KLCC. But what happened to all this money? It goes down the drain, and when it comes to illicit fund, we are among the fourth that is worst in the world. And corruption itself already 60 billion, So if we are hoping, whichever government takes over, they will be frugal, okay? I think that the prospect for us is there because we have the resources. I just came back to meet some Singaporeans activists. They told me what's so wrong with Malaysia? We have all the resources, and we cannot even be 20% close to them. Now let's talk about this Singapore, okay? Hassan Ali actually said that the DAP wants to unite with Singapore, something like that. I don't know whether they say that or not. But if you ask me, I support. Okay, I think it's a good idea that Malaysia and Singapore merge. And not only we should merge with Singapore, we should even have a more comprehensive integration in ASEAN itself. We need to look into the future. Okay, in the future, Malaysia will be just a small country, just a province, with India rising up, China rising up, even the population of Shanghai, or Beijing is already more than our country. So what will other countries think of us? Do you think do they want to deal with us in the first place if we are just a small country? So we need to have a ASEAN integration. Okay, maybe a loose federation of ASEAN, But for a start, why not? Why not we merge with Singapore? And the reason why Singapore left is because we do not agree. They do not agree with the the Ketuanan Melayu, and also they are hoping for meritocracy. Okay, and if Pakatan Rakyat takes over and introduce meritocracy, okay, and have a proper interpretation of Article 153, so that it's fair to all races, okay, and recognize the contribution of Chinese and Indians, then I see there's no reason why Singapore would not want to merge with us, because they also lack our resources, and in the long term also Singapore will benefit.